I'm Angus Chris Gillespie, your host on East Brunswick Television, and we're here today to talk about the Evening of Gospel Choirs. It's Saturday, February 29th. It's at the Bush Student Center, starts at 7 p.m. It's on 604 Bartholomew Road in Piscataway, New Jersey. And I'm here with Pastor Brenda Lumsey and Essence Rose to help. We're going to talk about what takes place there. Pastor Brenda, let's start with you. How long have you been doing this?
Oh my goodness. How long have we been doing? How long has it been in existence?
I think since 1981. It's hard for me to do the arithmetic.
Yes, well, I've been there about that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went from just being guest artists on the show to hosting, emceeing, and producing. And I'm just excited about what God is still doing and that He's still honoring our appointment for this show.
Yeah, it's tied into Black History Month.
Yes.
And I understand it's the oldest and continuous, best attended Black History Month at Rutgers. Used to be at the Voorhees Chapel on Douglas.
Yes.
We've recently moved over to Piscataway to the Bush Student Center.
Right.
And tell me a little bit about the choirs going to come this year.
The choirs, we're going to have Unity from Southbound Brook. Awesome group of singers who love the Lord. Also, we're going to have the Mount Calvary Community Choir. They're going to be there as well. And then we're going to have the choir from Macedonia, Free Will Baptist Church. They're going to be there. And our special guest this year, Dr. Gillespie, is going to be none other than Essence Rose, right out of New Brunswick, born, raised in New Brunswick, New Jersey, followed the Lumsey sisters from birth, and now God has blessed her and favored her, and she's going to be our featured guest this year.
Well, Essence Rose, tell me a little bit, how did you get started in the music business?
Oh my goodness, well, as this is my mother as well, as she said, actually as a youth in my church singing in the choir. We did not have a choice. We had to sing in the choir coming up. And then I followed the Lumsey sisters. My grandmother, God rest her soul, Emma Lumsey, she taught them voice, and they became the Lumsey sisters. And so I would travel with them. And with my situation, once I became older, I experienced domestic violence. And through that situation, God began to birth songs through me. And so, like my mother, I became a songwriter. And it was like I would just hear songs that would just drop in my spirit. And I started writing songs. And the first song that the Lord gave me while going through that horrific situation was, "You are fearfully and wonderfully made. In spite of what you're going through, you're still my daughter. You're still beautiful. I still love you." And I've since written about 5 more songs. So I always say that there's a reason that God gave me those songs and allow me to go through what I did so that I can give hope and healing to others.
Well, you recorded Fearfully and Wonderfully Made.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, and who were the backup singers on that album?
Actually, I was.
Oh yeah?
Yes.
You backed yourself up.
Yes, I recorded all the parts for the background.
I trained her.
I had no idea.
No.
I had no idea. When I listened to it, I said, wow,
Yes.
it's not only the soloist, but she's got this backup choir. But that
Yes,
was you.
That was me.
Okay.
In the
And
studio.
what about the musicians? Who were the backup musicians?
The musicians, they're out of New York, some gentlemen that I know, and they helped with arranging the music, other gospel artists.
What's next? Is there another album in the works?
There's more to come. I'm ready to get in the studio, to work with producers to produce the sound and the ministry that God has given me. But I have like 6 songs waiting to be recorded so we can do a full CD.
You're going to be the headliner in this concert. What songs do you envision for this concert?
Oh, wow. Well, definitely Fearfully and Wonderfully Made, which is the first song. Don't ever give up. You know, we go through situations in life and people often want to just give up. And I want to encourage them that I don't care how hard it is, God gives you the strength, He gives you a way out. Don't ever give up. And there's one particular song that God gave me a couple of years ago that's called Your Way. And I talk about how we are faced with different trials and decisions in our lives, and we consult everyone else, but God. And he's saying, why don't you try it my way? Because I've seen what you're going through now, and I've seen the future. So I can kind of give you some insight on doing it my way. And if you follow my path, you'll come out okay. So those are some of the ones that I'm going to do.
And Pastor Brenda, your choir at the missionary church on Troop in
Yes.
New Brunswick, what characterizes your choir?
My choir is laid back. We've kind of followed the old traditional vein, because of my dad. One of his favorite songs was "I Don't Know Why, I Have to Cry Sometime," and the song goes all the way back to the 1900s. And he used to sing that song, and we'd have to be his backup singers for the song. And my sisters and I always said, "Why don't we teach your dad another song?" That's the only song he know. But now that he's gone, and as I follow the history of our ancestors, I understand why he said, "I don't know why I have to cry sometime, but there will be a perfect day when all of our troubles are rolled away." And that's the vein that we kind of following. And we have some traditional and also some contemporary, thank you, that we're doing. But I like to stay in the traditional vein because I like to remind our people, not where, in a bad way where we came from, but in a good way where God is bringing us to. And we're all one when it really comes down to the naked truth.
Your church in New Brunswick, what do you see its mission?
The mission is to just spread the love of Jesus Christ, no matter what color, what creed, what ethnicity it is, but to spread the love of Christ and to feed people that are on the street hungry, and those that don't have a place to stay, to bring them in and give them shelter. It doesn't matter. And to give them something to put on, clothing on their backs. And we're so wrapped up in who we are, what we have accomplished. But there are people in China, there are people in Africa, there are people in Indonesia, but there are people in New Brunswick and New Jersey who are starving, who are out of doors, who don't have clothes. And that's our mission first, to take care of home and then spread it abroad.
So again, this is an evening of gospel choirs. It's
Yes.
going to be 7 p.m. Saturday, February 29th at the Bush Student Center. It's at 604 Bartholomew Road.
Yes.
And it's free parking and free admission. But if you check the website, there's information on how to register your car
Your
for
car
the free
to park.
parking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we hope everybody can come out Saturday, February 29th, 7 p.m., Bush Student Center, an evening of gospel choirs carrying on the tradition that's been almost 40 years.
Oh,
Yes.
oh, wow.
Thank you, Pastor Brenda.
Thank
you,
you.
Essence Rose.
Thank you, Dr. Gillespie.
Been hurting way too long.